Welcome to Trust the Process Live, hosted by me, Kyree, Terrell. What we talking about this week, Mickey?
We're talking about football. You guys know I've been waiting for months. All the basketball talk is gone. The baseball is not here. Nobody cares about the Phillies. It's all about the birds, baby,
man.
which is the only reason why I'm not hosting tonight. Be clear, this is still my show.
Perry
Perry
Liss.
isn't here.
What up, Perry Liss?
What's going
He
on, Perry?
Vacation. Shout out to Sophia and the
I'm
kids.
taking Perry's chair.
E.T., what we talking about this week?
We're going to talk about training camp. We're going to dig into it. I see Mickey's beyond excited. You know, she actually gets to argue with me this week. You know,
Right.
she doesn't really get a chance to do that very often. I'm more excited about our special guest.
Should be entertaining. And we,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
got
yeah,
Trey Thomas
sidebar.
in the building.
Yes.
This big hunk of offensive line goddessness sism.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Yeah.
That's a new word.
I should be bronzed. Yeah.
It's a lot. They're gonna need a lot of bronze for that right there. Tonight we're gonna talk about training camp. Obviously, today started the Philadelphia Eagles training camp of 2017-18? How do you call that? 2018 season? I think it's the 2018 season.
Good job.
And we gotta get into who we think are gonna be our standout players, right? We're gonna talk a little bit Doug Peterson and talk a little bit about this offense, sans Carson Wentz. So you being a guest. Training camp this season, talk to us about who's going to stand out and what do you think?
Well, first of all, I think just on the offensive side of the ball, you know, you have Carson coming back for his second year. You know, you're going to see a lot of improvement from him. I think that, you know, just what you saw last year, just as a rookie stepping into the game, you saw how smart he was with the ball. I think you give him another year, you add some more weapons in the receiver package, and hopefully that offensive line can, you know, keep him protected, you know, because he lives in the world of between 2 and 2.5 seconds. That's when that ball needs to be gone. So he seems like you can already tell that he has the mindset to make sure that that ball is out on time. We just need to make sure that the offensive line is there to keep him clean during that time so he doesn't get skittish.
So offensive line, you mentioned, I got to ask, we talking standout players as well. Anybody on the offensive line you think has to stand out, step up this season?
I think you're going to, of course, you know, when you're dealing with Jason Peters coming into with his 13th year, you know, where that's just an animal at left tackle. I couldn't imagine. I'm always very proud to see his work and really repping. But I think that on the offensive line, you're definitely going to need to see Kelsey step up this year because last season was kind of one of his tougher seasons. So you definitely want to see him firm up his game, and then especially with Lane Johnson missing so much last year, you want to see him come back and have a productive season.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And either one of you guys got a standout player you want to see on the offense this season? Somebody?
Well, I'm going to say for the offensive line, Brandon Brooks. You know, obviously he had
my
those
God.
issues where he had to step
Oh,
away.
Lord.
Yeah.
You know, obviously there were concerns concerning they gave him that nice healthy contract to come in and play.
Healthy, to
Some
say the
folks,
least.
some people were a little disappointed, but they understand that, you know, obviously you have to take mental health seriously, so everybody respects it. So it's going to be interesting to see that now he's gotten that addressed, you know, what kind of impact he can have in solidifying the offensive line.
Definitely.
E.T.'s bromance with Brandon Brooks is like so insane. Like, for him to hate the Eagles so much, it's crazy how much he is.
got his
Brandon Graham.
got his
Brandon
Dolphins
Graham
ring
is
on.
my guy.
Did you
Brandon
notice
Graham
that?
is my guy. He's the friend of the program.
I just feel like if your name is Brandon, like, hey, holla at T. Like, DM me, I'll give you his number.
And I just love to say, how the hell are you born and bred in Philadelphia,
And you're a Dolphins
but you're a
fan?
Dolphins fan?
A Dolphins.
I don't
Like,
know.
it's not like
How
it's
did you come
somebody
all the way down
better.
to Florida, huh?
Like, it's not like it's somebody better who's won a
yeah.
Super Bowl
Killing me, man. I
recently.
grew up watching Dan Marino. What do you want me to say?
Yeah,
Eagles
I
didn't have
feel
a
you.
quarterback back then.
Oh, yeah, all right.
So what? I grew up watching Joe Montana. I'm not a Niners fan.
Yeah, a lot of people are.
Fries is
He's
good,
arguably.
too.
Yeah, they are.
Shout out to Flying Fish for hosting us tonight. The
Great.
food is amazing. Y'all make sure y'all come down and check us out. And make sure if you're watching this right now, you are sharing this link. Give us some likes, give us some comments, ask us some questions because we're going to still get into those on following shows. Doug Peterson, he has some things to say. He said this Eagles team was comparable to the back-to-back Super Bowl Packers he played on.
Go ahead, please let E.T.
And,
go. Please let E.T. go.
He's
Please
bubbling.
please let him go. Let him
He's
go. Please
bubbling.
let him go. Rip him a new one. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to get
Yes,
into
we
it?
want you to go.
So I'm going to come right off the top. This is how coaches get fired.
Oh,
Okay,
All right.
did nobody
Wait,
not
let me write
learn
this down.
from
Let me write this down.
2011? Okay,
Fired.
nobody learned from the Dream Team fiasco, going out there, putting yourself out there to be greater than what you are. Games are played on the field. I understand that they went out and made a lot of offseason acquisitions that really shored up this offense, But there are huge questions defensively, especially in the secondary, where you're going to have to outscore people. And if you can't play defense, you can't win in the NFL. Okay? I think that the fact that he put that marker on their back as a coach, players may rally behind it. But guess what? If they go 8-8, or God forbid 7-9, they're going to have a new coach next year.
Now,
Book
ET.
it.
No.
I did not see the quote personally, but I think that as a coach, you should believe in your team. He's looking, from what I saw from the quote, is pretty much saying that he feels that the talent level is the same. And when he's looking, it's not like he's saying, hey, we have a Super Bowl team. He's saying that the talent that he sees on his team reminds him of what he saw when he was on the Green Bay Packers. You know, all in the field.
And
They have a fly in the beard. There's
That
a
guy
fly in
died.
the beard.
He got a call on the phone.
God, on set.
It was
Get
so
that out of here.
distracting.
Another beer, please. Another beer. Let's get that one out of there.
That's exactly what he said, though. That was the exact quote. He said,
Right.
the reporter asked him about the talent from the days that he played, the things that he saw, and he said, yes, absolutely. If he can get all these guys to mesh well, and he can get everything that he gets to do for training camp correctly, like if he can get the mold to them to fit the mold, then with the talent that they have, they can get there.
I think so.
If I had a horn, I'd be a unicorn.
Talking about that's how Dougie P gets fired. In the
don't
words
know,
of
man.
Perilous, are you a moron?
You gotta talk your talent up. You gotta talk to your
If
talent.
they won a training
You
camp.
have to show that you believe in your team. as a
Absolutely.
coach.
In
And
private
that starts,
practices.
and I think that starts everybody. It gets everybody focused. It lets everybody understand the mindset of the coach. Like, look, I believe in you. I think we have a good enough team to be there, especially when you have a coach that has that ring and has played on the team with that team. He didn't coach a team to the Super Bowl. He played on the team where you had that Brett Favre, a Hall of Fame quarterback, where you're seeing that same type of talent, that same type of eye that you see in Carson Wentz, you know, and what you can see just from the other parts of your. Now, I do agree with you. That secondary is a problem.
He
You know, you
mentioned that,
definitely
though.
need
He
to-
did mention that,
We're
though.
gonna get into the defense in the third quarter, but
Okay, my bad.
that's our first quarter right there, talking about the opening of training camp. We want to jump into the offense as a whole for our second quarter discussion. We want to talk about who do we think on this offense is going to shine and what needs to be done for the keys to this offense to be successful. Not considering the defense. I know y'all all want to jump over the defense. We're gonna save that. And kind of take Carson Wentz out of it. We know already that Carson Wentz has to be on top of his game. He has to take that sophomore step in order for this team to take the step that everybody's looking for it to take. But what else around this offense?
I think you have to see Nelson Aguilar step up.
I
think
mean,
you're really gonna
we
need to
better
see
see
him
Nelson
step-
Aguilar step
Listen,
up.
Nick-
If
Nicky
Nelson
wants to put him
Aguilar
in the
wants
bus to get
his
him out of
job
there.
the following year, if he wants his job past bye week, hey Nelson Aguilar, we hope you good, baby.
I think we need to see him step up, and then even Donnell Pumphrey.
I
Yeah.
like
That's
just
my
that
guy.
next,
I like
another
Pumphrey.
guy that's going to
You
be
don't
that
have a
change of
guy.
tempo.
This is your team. This is not your
That's what I had. I had
team. This is
Donnell
not your
Pumphrey was the
team.
guy.
I think he's a nice change up. You
Where's
know, a nice
Perry?
change of tempo. He can do everything. He's going to be the punt returner. You know, he's going to be that Sproles replacement.
Right.
I mean, Sproles is a workhorse.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this dude, what year is this for? It's like 13,
Yeah, he's
something
up
like that
there.
at running back, and he's only like, what, 180 pounds?
If that.
You know?
There's something to be said about
Wet.
Pumphrey. Pumphrey, he led the NCAA 2 years in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah, leading
right?
rusher.
And who does he run after? At what school did he go to?
He went to
San
San Diego
San Diego
State. Yeah.
Marshall
Yeah.
Falk.
Marshall Falk.
One
Yeah.
Marshall Falk,
Yeah.
whose records he tore apart in college. So I mean, he's the real
He's
deal.
legit.
He's the real
He's
deal.
legit.
I like Pumphrey. Who you like besides
So-
Pumphrey?
All right, well, I think Alshon Jeffrey is
Yep.
going to be a guy that you want to watch. And I think the reason you want to watch him is the Eagles haven't had
A
a
deep
top
threat.
end, jump and go get the ball type guy since one Mr. Terrell Owens.
Yeah.
The guy that you played with, right, Trey? Okay.
Yeah, I played with
We all-
Doug too, you know. I'm that old, you know. Me and Doug Peterson on the team, man.
So I think that the fans are going to have a lot to be excited about. Obviously, wide receiver is a glamour diva
Right.
type position that everybody loves because they catch the touchdowns.
I mean, we
they
just-
do the
We
celebrating in the
don't,
end
not
zone.
here,
But-
not more.
Only thing is just join hands with me real quick. This is just please watch over the Eagles team and especially Alshon Jeffrey, who is known to get hurt
Yes.
often
Walking down the
Lord,
steps.
can we please just can we get
As
a
we
new
touch
pair
and
of
agree.
And we
hands
touch and agree. Please,
for Nelson Aguilar?
please remove all
And can
skateboards,
we
roller
please
skates, pogo sticks.
watch over the ligaments and joints and bones of one Alshon Jeffrey?
Y'all-
Can I get an amen? There we go. We just need help. That's all we need is help. Who you looking for?
I definitely had Alshon Jeffrey. Definitely talked to EP about that before the show. Having Alshon Jeffrey having
Oh,
that
so he stole
deeper-
your thunder.
Yeah, because he stole his.
Right, I had to
person,
steal
he
his
stole
thunder.
mine.
So we're stealing
So,
everything
no,
out there.
everybody's
Everybody's
like- But yeah, no, seeing Alshon Jeffrey, he made some super dope, like 50-yard catch today. I mean, it would have been a sack, so we do have to get that O-line together. But, you know, as far as getting those deep threats and getting those guys, and he wants to make those over-the-shoulder catches. Like, he wants that. And that's what he's working for. Like, that's his niche that he's going to get on this team with. He's going to get that roster spot with. And so I think that if we have that and he can get that going at the next level, he's definitely a lot faster than last season, which is a big thing. It's a super dope thing if you can get faster. Now, let's see that with some pads on, because we only see him fast in ball shorts and T-shirts. But let's get some weight on him.
What kind of shorts are these?
Ball
Ball shorts. Okay. That's
Now,
cool.
I'ma
All
go-
right.
What?
I'm gonna go a different
What
place.
ball shorts?
Those are
Basketball shorts.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
My
it's
bad. My
football.
bad. Yeah.
But also, I
didn't know what you were talking about.
Okay, y'all would have just said shorts, but because I'm a girl and I have different kinds of shorts, I have to
Oh,
normally
man.
be specific.
Yeah.
So I forgot. But yeah, shorts and a shirt.
Okay.
That's all they did today.
That's what she said.
And it's so yummy. And this chicken is so
The chicken is the bomb.
Like, this is the best one.
The cheesesteak sliders is the bomb as well.
Everything.
Now we mentioned
I had
Pumphrey.
3 of them.
I'm
Okay.
gonna stay on running back for my breakout player or who I'm watching, and that person is one LeGarrette Blount,
Yeah.
who had a 18 touchdown season last season. Can he bring just 15 here? Can he?
No.
He can't. He
What?
only got. Can he 12?
You think he can go to the next level?
Can
Like,
we-
is that your...
Next level, he's 30.
Yeah, he's already, and then I mean, he has how
He's
many
on-
rings?
he's at
How
the
many
top of
rings
his
is he sitting
level.
on
See,
right
the
now?
rings I'm more scared of than the age.
But I
He's
think
kinda
he's going
got
to be
busy
that guy
on
the way you need the heavy lifter. You know, someone that's going to get the hard yards for
Right.
you. You know, and I think that's where he's going to fit in, where he's going to be that hard yard guy. Because right now you don't know what's going on with. But I think they're going to release Matthews.
Yeah.
And then you know, so you really don't have that power back. So I think he's a nice change-up, especially when you have Dumfrey. You have Sproles, and then you have I can't think of the other running back, but you have someone else in there.
Smallwood.
That can always keep changing the pace.
I mean, if he can get that red zone, if that's his thing, that red zone, then we're good.
I just want double-digit touchdowns from him. That's all I want.
I think he can get you
That's all
10.
I want.
I think he can get you 10.
If he can do it, can he give me 10 in the red zone? That's all I need. Like, I don't care about, I don't care. I need
do
to
need that
happen
help in the
where
red zone.
I need it happen where it's supposed
It's
to happen.
halftime. It's halftime, and we gotta
Halftime.
give our
It's
shouts out to
halftime.
Flying Fish. So while Colleen comes over, I want to make sure that you guys remember, share this link, send us in some comments, send us in some likes. Make sure if you enjoy football talk, you share it so that your people can enjoy football talk as well. And it's time to talk a little bit about this food right here from Flying Fish. Colleen, don't be scared. Come on over here.
Come join us, Colleen.
Come on and join us. Right? Let me slide over a little bit, give her the floor.
I feel ready to.
So,
Thank you.
tell the people, camera one right there, about Flying Fish and what you guys offer. Speak up for us.
Well, welcome to Flying Fish. My name is Colleen Duffy.
Hey.
I'm a server and a bartender extraordinaire.
Oh, you're fancy.
You
I'm
something
very
else too,
fancy.
because you
You're
share a
I'm
last
very-
name with
I
the
do.
owner, right?
I
Don't you?
do. Chef Brian Duffy is one of our fantastic owners and the creator of all of this amazing food. I am his biggest fan.
There you
of
go.
course.
Oh.
But we are an urban American restaurant in the heart of brewery town. We take pride in our food being as natural, wholesome, and local as possible.
Definitely. Tell us a little bit about the beer.
Our beer, Flying Fish, does supply our beer. They have a couple exclusives just for us, the Duffified Ale, which
I think that's what Trey's
Trey
enjoying,
we
right?
like to
Yes,
serve to
yes,
Trey,
this is probably about my third
and our
one.
craft test lager. But we change up our beers frequently.
Okay.
There are the classic Flying Fish beers that we do carry regularly.
Which we love. We've had
And
those on the show
Yes.
a few times.
And then there's always a couple newbies, fancy, that are made just for us.
Okay, cool.
So we are happy to have all of you.
thank you
Please
so
come
much.
see me. Come see all of us.
Yeah, come
We're
see Colleen.
Wednesday through Sunday. We have awesome brunch on Saturdays and Sundays.
Brunch. Oh, the millennials love to brunch.
And
I'm a brunch guy.
very soon we're going to be doing Monday Night Football here.
Oh,
There it is.
there it is. Mick, you'll be here every Monday after we shoot.
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to Colleen and Flying Fish. And it's the third quarter time. You know what third?
All right.
We don't get to drum anymore. I
no.
forgot. I'm
Drum
sorry.
for third quarter?
Well, we used to drum for main.
We'll
the
give it
main-
upon further review.
Well, you were
We can
hyped.
drum.
You were a little hyped. So
I was
go
like,
ahead and,
well, I was
go ahead
like,
and drum.
I was.
Because it's time for defense.
Hey,
So now we can talk about that D that Everett's scared of. I'm not.
Everett's the only one scared of it?
I'm not
I
scared.
think every person in Philadelphia is scared of
Trey,
it.
are you scared of this
Did
defense?
you just ooh us, producers? Don't
Exactly.
ooh us. We
Flag. Good job.
Good
Good
job.
job.
Good
There's definitely a
flow.
flag for that
Good job. He definitely got a flag.
Trey Thomas, are
Yes.
you scared of the Eagles' defense?
If you say yes, we're gonna line up right now. We're gonna talk about this pass rush.
I think what you're going to see for the defense, you have 4 first rounders on the defensive line. You know, so they're the ones that's really going to have to step up, especially when you're having issues with your secondary and you're not really sure where these guys are going to fit in. You know, where you have Sidney Jones, who you're still waiting to see what's going to happen with him, and then
Sidney won't play this year.
they're saying with the Achilles that they're going to try to get him back later on. You know what I'm saying? So we're not
We
sure.
don't want him. Sit down.
Where that is,
Be
but then you
humble.
have Douglas that's stepping in, that they're saying that he's a ball hawk. But that defensive line is really going to have to step in. And then when you have Barnett stepping in, that's going to be another first round draft pick that they've added to this defensive line. I think the pressure is going to be on the D line because I mean that's where all the money is right
As it should be. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins games.
Yeah, and they just need to get that pressure on the quarterback. I think they definitely need to get your sack numbers up because you have Brandon Graham. You have another Barnett he's kind of like a mirror image of Brandon Graham. You know, where he has that same type of build, same height. You know, I want to see how he transitions into an NFL rusher because it's going to be a little different from college. And I'm not taking anything from what he did as a college player, you know, but when you have guys where quarterbacks are stepping up into the pocket a little bit more and are a little bit more conscious of when they need to get rid of the ball, it's going to have to change up a little bit from that speed rush to the edge because now tackles will just play you for that and run you by the quarterback. So how is he going to change that up, mix up some power to spin?
I want to be a fan. Can I just be a fan really quick, if y'all don't mind? I'm
Do
going
we
to be a
have a
fan,
choice?
and I'm going to tell you that if one Jordan Hicks can stay healthy this year, right?
Did he get hurt today?
Don't say that. Don't say that, Mickey Grace.
I'm sorry.
And then we can have Derek Barnett step into at least a future Pro Bowl form.
Yeah.
And we see what is it Timmy Jernigan or Jimmy Jernigan? It's Timmy, right? It's Timmy. If we can see Timmy Jernigan and Fletcher
Jordan.
Cox
Yeah.
tear up offensive lines across, especially the NFC East.
Can't leave Vinny Curry out of that.
We can't leave Vinny Curry out of that. But if I can just be a fan and I can see that defensive
kinda
line
can leave
come
Vinny Curry
together, I think our secondary won't have to make up for the lack that they have over the past 2 seasons. If I can just be a fan.
I think that last year Jim Schwartz came in with a super swaggy defense. He brought that 4-3 back to Philly, and I think
love
we
it.
started off the season quick. We started off fast, and it was a problem. Now we got tripped up on a few things when it came, you know, when it got there. After we beat the Vikings, it got a little bad.
The wheels came off?
The wheels didn't come off, but a lot of people got bumps and bruises and stuff. I think that everyone kind of got hit to that defense that we had. You know, Fletcher Cox being a big man, he started getting double teams, and we didn't have anybody really that could step up and, you know, get that extra space while Fletcher Cox being double teams. But Tim, what's his name? Jernigan?
Timmy Jernigan.
Thank you, Jernigan. Yeah, I always say it wrong. Tim Jernigan is supposed to be that guy this year who can be able to, you know what I mean, get those sacks while Cox is going to be double teamed because he's
And
going
Chris
to be double
Long will
teamed.
help
Okay,
too.
so here's my thing, and I understand. Everybody up here is a fan. I get it. I
Oh,
understand.
Lord.
Listen,
Try me a
But-
rookie.
last season, the biggest disappointment on the Eagles defense was hands down Fletcher Cox. He underperformed after signing a huge contract. Hold on. Then he turned around and sat out of OTAs this year. Am I missing something? But
Yeah,
this is
he
the
was
guy.
traveling with family, though.
Oh,
it was
of course.
some family stuff that was going on.
I understand. Yeah, right. Because you
Don't
make
say it
$100
like you.
million.
Don't say it like you
can't
understand.
travel.
Don't
you
say it
can't
like you
travel with
understand.
them.
It was
With
during
your
that time
sarcasm.
period, though, where it's like, you know what, we
Right,
have
because he knew OTAs weren't going to be that.
Yeah,
I
you know, it was because of the
understand.
ticket prices
Don't-
and everything.
don't
You know, it was
do.
like
Y'all-
blackout.
They hit it on them last second.
Yeah,
Doug sent him a text the night before. You got to be here.
Really do not appreciate all his sarcasm.
I'm just keeping it honest.
Because, like, fam,
If
like,
I'm $100 million,
we were the main ones. You were the main one talking about what Fletcher Cox was doing in the beginning of the season, how dope he was.
And he was going to be the guy that was supposed to be the next
And then you were the same one that they were going to get hip to what our 4-3 defense was doing.
Which is what they
and
did.
And he got double teamed. So
But the thing is,
cry us a river.
Yeah, hold on.
Who else
He's
is gonna step up?
He's $100 million player. Let me ask you two questions. Outside
He
of
loves
Fletcher
everybody's
Cox and
contract.
Ndamukong
He
Suh,
just Googled how
who
much
else
money
in the
other
NFL
than
makes $100 million? Quarterbacks. They're the only other position that makes $100 million. Name me one quarterback that's missed OTAs. I'll wait.
That's different.
Doesn't matter.
That's different.
Doesn't matter.
That's
The point is, if
different.
you're a
That's
$100 million
100% different.
guy,
That's like
you're
saying-
supposed to be
that's like
representative
saying-
of what your position is on the team.
That's
How can you sit there and scream at the young guy about not coming to OTAs when you don't come to OTAs?
That is
How can you
a
scream
point.
at the young
That's
guy
not a
about
point.
being on
That is
position
not a
he's
point
not
at
gonna
all.
be there?
One, the quarterback is the the quarterback
Thank
is the
you.
leader of
Thank
the
you,
team.
Trey.
No,
Thank you,
excuse
Trey.
me, Excuse me, Trey
Thank you,
Thomas.
Trey.
Listen,
Trey's a
appreciate
player.
you and
From a
everything.
player
Appreciate
aspect,
you and everything.
should've been
But
there.
appreciate what you did for the city and all that. But you on my show now. One, the quarterback has to be there. You're the leader of the team. This is his second year.
So he's
This
not the
is-
leader of the
excuse
defense?
me, I'm not done. You see me talking?
Is he the leader of the
Okay,
defense?
so I'm finishing, right? It doesn't matter. The quarterback, that's your franchise quarterback. This is his second year. This is Philadelphia. He better be in Pennsylvania. He better be here in Philadelphia. He better be getting, you know what I mean? He has so much rapport to build. He has Alshon Jeffrey. He has so many things to do that he has to be there. He needs to build rapport with these defensive guys. He needs to make sure the defensive guys are giving the offensive guys a good look because he can't get sacked.
But he can't
put
build
one
a
and two
rapport with
together.
the defensive guys if they not at OTA.
But that's what a 4-3 defense
That's what camp
does
is
for
for.
you, though,
That's what
sometimes.
camp is for. Like, you're letting these guys, $100 million or not, you're going to let your $100 million defense get beat up in OTAs with practice squad guys for what?
Oh, so now
What
OTAs
you
don't
mad
matter.
for?
Okay, so
Okay, all right. Now,
now this is
Talk to us,
with a
Trey.
4-3 defense that it creates that opportunity to get double teams. You know what I'm saying? Because you're always going to have a 3 technique. You're going to have a 1 technique.
Right.
So even when run plays, it's designed to have that double team, or even with pass protection, you're always going to have a center slide into that side. That's why I prefer a 3-4. You know what I'm saying? Just because you can be a lot more craftier with a 3-4 defense. You know what I'm saying? But a 4-3, it has its place as well.
Right.
But I think that a 3-4, man, you can hide you start putting rushers in the middle and your regular linebackers outside and start gaming stuff. Your center has to be on point with a 3-4 defense. Or 4-3, I mean,
It's easy.
plays have been drawn up to a 4-3 defense since you were like 10 years old playing football. So everybody understands that type of play. And it makes it a lot easier to get double teams.
So
It
listen,
just does. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about who gets $100 million contracts, right? So the fourth quarter is all about the great.
Nah, I am that. Nah,
like
for
you
real,
over there
I
steaming,
am
like,
though.
what's all
Because
this
for real,
hot?
I'll draw you with stuff right now
It's
if you need me
fourth
to.
quarter. We off the defense, all right? We off.
You see
The great ginger hope, Carson Wentz.
The
It's time
ginger
to-
hope is
that's-
what you called him? That sounds like a beer here at Flying
does,
Fish.
maybe
Thanks,
it
Flying
is.
Fish.
Ginger hope.
Somebody
I don't
put that on the wall. The
I don't
ginger
know.
hope.
But he's Philadelphia's favorite redhead, and I'd love for him to be $100 million quarterback.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be that.
He's gonna be
he's
that?
definitely gonna be a $100 million
Well,
guy.
let's talk about it because
Yeah.
I saw some flashes in Carson Wentz.
I mean, that dude is
as a
ridiculous.
rookie.
Yeah.
That I said, man, this dude puts it together
Yeah.
and gets some damn talent around him, which
Yeah.
we finally, hopefully, have.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know about your boy Nelson Aguilar though.
I think he's gonna be all right, man.
I hope he's
I
not
hope
all
he's
right.
gonna-
We started praying
probably
for
went and
him,
talked
you
to
know, like
somebody,
week 9 or something, but
you
you
know,
know.
I kind of hope he gets
Went out to
kidnapped or
Ricky
something.
Williams. You know,
Wait.
Ricky
You
Williams
and
had
Perry
cats
go
out there
so
like
far.
a tent
Wait, did you
somewhere.
hear that? No, we're not going to mull over that. Like, Kai and Perry go so far so fast. You hope he gets kidnapped or something, like
just-
thrown in the back.
Well,
Like,
maybe just his hands.
oh.
Nah, he gonna be all right. I think he's gonna be all right. You know, it's such a mental game. I can only imagine when the ball is coming at you. See, I've never had that feel.
Don't get
I'm just saying, like
good try.
I don't know that
Good
feeling,
try.
you know, because I've been in the trenches
Good
since
try.
day one. You know,
Right.
I don't know that feeling of
Can
the
we give him a golf
ball
clap
is
for the
coming
try?
at me right now. I have to make a catch. And you know, if I make this catch as a touchdown, then you just like
This
Yeah,
ain't new.
it's
This
little.
ain't new though.
Let's talk the guy throwing the
like a
ball.
golf swing.
The guy throwing the ball before we get into the last part of the show. Carson Wentz, give me your take, ET, on what Carson Wentz needs to do well this season for this team to succeed.
I think you need to see him grow. I think he needs to cut down on turnovers, and he needs to improve on accuracy. Those are the two biggest pieces of his game that need to get better.
He's such an asshole.
I'm being honest.
I know you are.
think
That's
that
the problem.
But growth is the biggest piece because, listen,
He
greatness in
don't do no-
quarterbacks, if you look at the great quarterbacks that have come along in the NFL, the second year has always been the year to project it. I'll give you a perfect example of a guy who started off good in RG3.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
RG3 started good his first year, and his
Please,
sophomore year took a
please, let
step
it go.
back due to injury,
Nah.
and was never the same after that.
But they were
Listen,
different type of different.
we don't. I
Fair.
don't even want to hear what you
But
have
my
to say if
argument-
you just
but my
compare Carson
argument-
Wentz to RG3.
My argument is he could either be Peyton Manning, as good as Peyton Manning, or be as bad as RG3. It really depends on his growth as a
we already
quarterback.
passed it.
Anybody
We
can do
already
that.
passed that.
Anybody can do
We have passed the point of seeing if he's a bad football player.
I'm not saying that he's
we're-
bad.
But also, he has done the things we need him to do. Like, we need him to game rapport. We need him to collect his shots, collect his wide receivers, take them up to his fishing.
did,
right,
North
take him
Dakota
to his
somewhere.
fishing, take him in North Dakota, right, where only he knows, put him in the woods, have him fend for himself except for him, and make sure, like,
Make it
he
sound like
has
you're
a
a survivor.
rapport. And he,
When you
listen, that's what he
get lost in
did.
the woods,
Did
you
you see
look at what
everybody
side
else?
of the tree the
Everybody
moss
else
is
was in
growing on.
everybody else was in sweatpants and cleats, and Carson Wentz was in his like fishing pants, you know, the plastic ones that go all the way
all
up.
the way up,
with-
yeah.
They sound
with the bras.
unprepared, dude.
Nah,
I
no,
don't
and
know
that's
about
what he
that
did.
trip,
And
Carson.
they pulled out a ball, and they played. Like, he pulled out a ball in the woods while they were fishing, and they got down. And that's what they did. And that's the rapport we need him to have with all of his options. He made sure now he can have the same, you know, he knows what those guys are thinking. He knows they're gonna go. If he needs to call it audible, they all have the same, you know, brain. They all have one track mind. And he's doing.
Audible. It's actually.
Y'all love to, like, you
Go
love
ahead,
to
though.
correct
You was
how
on
I
a roll.
say
I'm sorry.
anything. Like, they
But
do
you were
this.
going,
No,
though.
they
I
do
was-
this every
it's
single
all
show.
right, though.
I had
They
to
do
call
this
it audible
every
on
single
roll.
show.
Going really good.
I didn't say audible. I just said audible. Like, it's vowels and words, and vowels have multiple sounds.
Trey, talk to us.
Assholes.
What does Carson Wentz, the great Ginger Hope,
The great
have to
Ginger
do
Hope.
this season?
I think he just continues the process. You know, I think what you saw to Carson this last year was he made some young mistakes where he got outside of the pocket, you know, and started just taking unnecessary chances where he's taking those unnecessary hits. And that's just being the young bull, you know.
You don't think he fixed that by the end of the season, though?
Yeah, he
Like,
definitely started picking that up towards the end of the season where he's like, you know what, let me get out of bounds, you know, or just. But and then too, you started seeing a lot of times there were a lot of breakdowns in the offensive line where he was scrambling a lot of times where he had to get going because they weren't picking up the games really well. You know, there was a lot of pressure coming up the middle.
He was missing a
Lane
lineman.
Johnson not being there. I think all of that played into it. And when you have a rookie quarterback like that, you don't want him to be skittish
At all.
And you started seeing that he was starting to get a little skittish and just didn't trust the protection. So he made those mistakes. I think once this offensive line comes in, firms up, you'll see a even better player because now he knows that he's protected and he can just get rid of the ball.
There it is. There it is. And Mickey Grace, just so you know.
No,
right,
get off me.
You and
No,
I.
get off me.
We're
Stop touching me.
We're fans, Mickey Grace, right? we want Carson Wentz to take the leap that we know he can take.
He's
right?
doing it though.
Sometimes
like
we
he's
have to be
on
realistic,
all the things that
right?
ET has been yelling about all last season. Like, he needs to do this. He needs to get together. Blah 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 blah. And now it's like, oh, he needs to grow. He's doing everything. You want me to find it? I find it. All right, I'm gonna tag you in it. I'm gonna put it on the MyNEWPhilly Facebook page.
All right, y'all got to do this another time. Trey, you got some things going on that we need to know about. What are you doing?
What are you doing
these
now?
days?
Oh man, I have Pinot's Palette. It's a painting sip that me and my wife run.
Paint and sip.
Yeah, where you bring your wine, we do painting classes and stuff. So it's fun. We have our location is over in Cherry Hill. Okay. Right across from Zenberger. So so right there at the Garden State. I keep forgetting the name of the place, but we're in Cherry Hill on the second floor. But we do painting parties, where you can we do house parties. We go to a couple of different vineyards. We do a place at Auburn Road Winery. We've gone to White Horse Winery. So we have a couple of different places where we go and we come to the homes. We do house
Oh, you're
parties.
mobile.
Now
Oh,
you,
yeah, we do
now you
mobile.
actually.
We do mobile, and we also have
Trey and
a
Sean.
location.
I'm about to say, Trey, you showing up at people's
And we're
houses?
also doing a paint party tomorrow at the Logan Hotel. Where we're doing Love and Lights, where we're doing like the Philadelphia Love sign, and we put lights in it.
Wait,
I
so you
might
guys-
teach that class.
You
I
show
don't
us
know.
how
Oh
to
man,
do
you're
it,
gonna
right?
have
Like,
fans
you
all
know.
out there.
I've never
with that.
been.
I'm a painter.
I'm horrible at
Since
it. Like,
we
I
did
can't
it-
write my name.
Oh yeah, I'm a
clearly.
painter. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like,
I have
so
a
you want to
portfolio.
teach us.
When we get off, I'll show you my
We'll
portfolio.
have to
But
check
you're
out
going
Trey's
to teach us how
portfolio.
to do this if we
Yeah,
come, right?
yeah. I
Yeah,
have a
you
little-
Okay.
learn that another time. We gotta go to Upon Further Review.
Upon further
and
review.
We got some
You have to
questions.
say it like the announcer if
I
you're
think
going to
we
host.
I think we have some questions. Do we? Do we, Max?
Hello,
There-
Twin.
We do.
Hello, Twin.
We got 5 questions.
5 questions.
I got a
Let's
little
run through
speed.
them. Let's
I
run
got a
through them
little
rapid fire style.
Oh, and giraffes.
Okay, all right. They doing the painting.
I mean, we gotta wait for
I'm
him to do
coming.
the question.
Logan
He ain't
Hotel.
bad. He ain't bad.
All right.
Go ahead, Max. What we got?
All right, Trey. So unsurprisingly, most of these questions are directed at you.
Okay.
Of course.
So
Okay.
don't feel bad.
That's okay.
All right. So first question comes in from Tika, and she wants to know what's your guess on the Eagles' record this year?
Oh man.
All right, here's
I
one.
don't know. I
Straight
have-
with a
like,
straight
how
with
do
a
you even do
fastball.
that? Yeah, I
Straight
don't
with a
know.
fastball.
I think they're just gonna have a winning record. I'm gonna go with a winning.
I'll take it.
They're gonna go with a
Nine,
winning record. I
9-7.
think they get into the playoffs.
9-7.
Thank you.
That's 10 and 6.
Well, can I get a round
After
of
they get
applause?
into the
Can I get a
playoffs,
round of applause?
you know, and then from there, it's anybody's game there because
No.
you just never know how that's gonna play out.
What else you got, Max?
Hey, Trey, that was like the
Yeah, that was good though. All right.
That's normally my answer.
He got
so
he
right.
took the opt out. He
Popped
went
out
into
there.
that. He got right in there.
He
Got
did
right
it
out.
seamlessly,
What else
though.
you got, Max?
We gonna win, though.
All right. Second question. Sorry, this one's for Trey.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you guys can answer this too, but it's aimed for him. Trey, what was the coolest car you owned here in Philadelphia? That comes to us from our friend Remy at Fellow.
Man, I've
Ooh,
had
approved that
over
question.
probably 50 cars since I've been in the league. I used to have a H1 Hummer that was pretty cool, and then I had a recently a convertible Maserati Gran Turismo that was pretty cool. Then I had a 66 GTO that was pretty cool. I had a 69 Camaro.
Oh.
You're a collector.
Yeah,
Oh.
man,
I didn't care about the Hummer, but I'm here for the Camaro. I'm
But
here
you know,
for
it was back
69.
when I came in '98, so it was the whole no limit
Absolutely.
thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to come through in the old H1, I come in just ram me, you know.
This is,
What else you got, Max?
whoa.
All right, this one's for everyone, but Trey, we'll start with you. Who's the better left tackle for the Eagles, you or Jason Peters?
Good question.
Oh wow,
And that comes to us from James.
I was
job,
awesome.
Jay.
I was really good. But Jason Peters, man, that cat is, to be able to play the length that he's been able to play in the different, and we've played different style of games. I give it to Jason Peters, man, just because he's still going. You know
How many
what I'm
years
saying?
you play?
I played 12. He's on 13 and still going. You
That's
know,
super
and-
humble. You got more playoff wins than him now.
Yeah,
That's
but
facts.
I mean, but I think, man, the game that he plays is so different from how I played. I learned how to count steps. Like Jason Peters plays a game where he can jump set a guy and still be okay. I couldn't do that because I'm not as fast. Like you can take Jason Peters out there right now, and he'll probably run a 4.8 40 for an offensive lineman. Dude, that's ridiculous. And to see him get downfield, the way he run blocks. He's 6'4", so he's a little shorter than me. Like I always struggle with run blocking. Man, that cat will get out there, get low, shake his hips, lower his hips, and can explode. Man, I think that he's. You know what? I can't even be mad about what he's doing with the team.
I ain't gonna argue with that.
Yeah.
Max, what else we got?
All right, next question comes in from Alex. What Eagles team would you have wanted to win the Super Bowl with the most? I guess he means in terms of a single season. Any 1 year
The
worth
time
of
that
players.
we got there, I think, I really wish we would have won that one because I think that we just had all the pieces. We had all the pieces, and it just when you're going up against Bill Belichick, man, it's hands down, man. I think he's like one of the greatest coaches in the game, man.
Right.
And the
when you have a
Patriots.
No one's gonna argue that.
Videotaping signals.
He is a winning coach.
You know what? He does everything outside of the box. And and he's like, if I get caught this year, then you're gonna have to change the rules. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what? You got me, all right. So you got to change the rules for next year. Now everybody checking balls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to check. Who thinks of that? Who says, you know what? Go take all the air out these balls. Who thinks about that? I know. I never thought about it. I just like, man, well, because I'm a lineman, but you know what I'm saying. But this cat, I always have my hands
Fill
cast.
the ball in. You like it better? Max, what else we got?
All right, last question comes in from Mo. She just wanted to let you know that she's recently single. She wants to know if you got any friends that are maybe available.
I was about to say, he is
don't know.
married. Wait.
I always have friends that are floating around.
Wait a
you know?
minute.
around.
Hey, Mo,
Before we
this
get to
ain't
Mo,
dating.
I'm
This
right
ain't
Love
here.
connection, right?
She see me up here, she think it's Datakit. This is the wrong show. She trusts the process. This is all about sports. We can't make no love connections up here today. Thank you, Max. My God. So it's the time at the end of the show. You know what? I always wanted to have a tap out.
Get out. Go
I
home.
always wanted to.
Go home.
Hey.
This is
I'm
How did you
I'm
get
gonna
here?
save mine a little bit. Who wanna go first on the? It's
E.T.
time,
could
it's time
go.
to tap out. Who is?
E.T. could go.
E.T. It's on you, E.T.
Okay.
It's always about his kids. So what
Well,
your
it
daughters
is-
do? What your daughters do this week?
Camera 2 for your tap out.
That's fine.
There you
All right, so this nice that it's always about the kids. Man, I'm so excited that back to school is in effect. I looked up and saw a list for back to school supplies, and my heart skipped a beat and flourished. I love my daughters, but I'm happier than a pig in poop that summer is almost over and that I can go buy school supplies, composition books for a penny, pens, pencils, notebooks, run it all in. I'm gonna go buy them in book bags and give it away.
Trash, yo.
One more month and they're back in school.
He's so
That's
trash.
my tap out.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I gotta go second.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm all the way ready already.
You want Trey to go? You got
Yeah, go ahead,
Trey.
Trey.
It's just right now, man, I'm working on getting my golf handicap down. You know, so really, I just went out and bought these awesome clubs. You know, I went to Golf Galaxy, you know, we go in, where they put me on the computer.
Yup.
You know, I'm
Yup.
slapping the hell out the ball,
Yup.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I am putting this 9-iron, you mean to tell me I'm hitting this 7-iron, 180, 90 yards? You know what, I got to get this set, I must get this set.
Right, of course.
I get this set,
Right.
I take it on the course.
And
It's not the same. So, I'm not gonna say it's the equipment. It's my golf swing. I'm just trying to get better. I'm tapping out on that.
Oh man.
But I look smooth. I have a brand new bag. I look clean out there, man.
got the golf shoes?
golf shoes and
Oh,
all. It's all
man.
in the car. I keep it.
Got the Kango hat?
to the side.
It's in the car.
Great.
He's ready for some golfing.
Yeah, that was the best guest tap out to date.
That's the best. That's the best.
That was
tap
the
out.
Might have been. Go ahead, Mickey Grace.
I am pretty simple this week. I just want to remind people, like, it's summer, it's hot. You know, with seasons changing and kids going back to school, there's a lot more kids on the road, so make sure you're driving safe. No texting while driving. No reaching down looking for your sandwich or to change the CD. If you still got CDs in your car, you don't got aux cord, pull over or something. Just please be safe for all of our children on the road because I will find you.
There it is. There it is. All right. I'm just gonna give y'all something that grinds my gears for my tap out, right? Something that just puts my boxers in a crawl.
I'm sorry, what?
Can I say
I
that?
don't, no, I don't like
Can I
that.
say that? Something that just pinches my nuggets.
HR said that's
Oh,
fine.
now
HR
you're getting
approved that.
progressively worse.
So, when you go into a place of business,
Oh, no.
right? Especially when I'm patronizing
Oh,
them, when I have me a little bit of, water or lemonade or fries and wings,
no.
and then I have to use the bathroom, right? And I get to the bathroom door,
Talk about it.
and I need a code or a key for the bathroom in a public establishment. It grinds my gears because now I got to go all the way back down the steps. I got to figure out what the code is. It happened to me just recently. I got to go all the way back and I got to ask for the code, and then somebody gonna text me, somebody gonna call me, somebody gonna talk to me, I'm gonna forget the code, and I got to go back and ask for the code again. This actually happened to me.
So
Right?
before they give you the code, do they ask, is it 1 or 2? They
didn't ask for it.
might like, we don't have a code.
Give me the wrong code on purpose. I just don't understand that. I don't understand it. So my
I'm
tap
so
out,
sick.
that's my tap out for the
I'm
week.
so
Take
sick.
the code off
That
the
was
bathroom.
Wait,
take the key
hold
off the
on.
bathroom.
Hold
Just
on.
let people use the bathroom.
Wait, hold on. Because he's been waiting to have a tap out.
And that's what he chose.
This is what he picked, bro.
That's that grinding
like,
my-
you were
recently-
waiting. You was like, I always wanted to have a
It
tap
recently
out.
grinded my
You
gears.
knew you was coming on here for a week. You
It was-
text me like, hey, I'm a host. You gonna talk. All right, cool. You knew you was having a tap out. This is
grind
our
my tap out up?
18th
She
week.
grinded it up.
And
Like,
that's
grind
what
up
you
my
picked,
tap out?
man.
It-
That's what you picked.
it
I'd rather you
affected
tell
me.
a story about Peck.
It affected me.
Okay.
Right?
Deeply, apparently.
Deeply. I had to ask for the code twice.
Yikes.
Almost peed on myself.
Yeah.
Hey, thank y'all for watching Trust the Process live on MyNEWPhilly.com, where something's always new
And everything is always
filled.
Okay, I didn't get that part. They didn't tell